Good morning, good morning, good morning, all. How are you this morning? Let me go ahead and start sharing, and then we're going to get right into it because today is going to be it's really, really good. Let me say that. And I'm really excited about what's all about to take place today, this morning. I'm glad you guys joined me. I'm glad you guys are here and just ready to be empowered this wonderful, beautiful morning. Our topic, if you did not know, is diagnosed with dysfunction. So today we're going to go in. It's going to be something so amazing. I'm trying to just kind of give everybody a little minute to get in, and then we're going to get into it because today's going to be a little different. Only because you're not going to see me as much because I have like quite a few slides that I want you guys to see, and I want you guys to be able to understand what it means to be diagnosed with dysfunction. And this season and this time and this moment. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Susan. I want you guys to know what it feels like to be in this moment of being diagnosed with dysfunction because everybody's talking about the virus and the coronavirus, and that's when it kind of came to me that what is a virus, right? And how is that we've been learning that you pass down dysfunction from generation to generation to generation. So it's like bloodline, it's like a mindset. And what does that really mean? So today, like I said, is going to be a little bit different. We are going to have a few slides, so you're not going to see my face as much, but I wanted us to at least get it in really good this morning so we can go in. So what do you mean when you say you're diagnosed with dysfunction? These past almost 2 weeks, what's been happening? We've been focusing on mindset matters. So now yesterday was the breaking point. You acknowledged, man, I got dysfunction. You realize that all this time you've been running around in this cycle and you've been thinking that it's you or this is just where you're going to be. You're going to be stuck in this rut and you're not even sure how to get from point A to point B. You don't even know how you got here. It hit yesterday. I got dysfunction. I have been diagnosed. You were able to put that thing together. Remember, we still operate on the 4 pillars: acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve. And yesterday was y'all eureka moment. Yesterday was the moment where everybody was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's that thing. That's dysfunction. Tamika even dropped the nugget yesterday about us passing the baton. And that's the thing about a virus. Oh, I'm so excited. That's the thing about a virus. You pass a virus from one person to the next person, but there's something so important you guys got to know about a virus. So again, I'm going to come in and out, but you're mainly going to see the slides because I want you to take notes. That's the thing. You don't always remember. You can always come back here and catch the lives and watch the videos, but take notes while you're on here because I take notes and I'm the one giving it to you guys because it's so good. It's so good. So good. So we're going to get right into it. What is a virus? And we're just going to go from there. Here we go. So now you've been diagnosed with a virus. And I put this picture up there because I want you guys to see and imagine that your body has been filled, your mindset has been filled with all different types of viruses. And you're not even sure how it got among you, but know this, that dysfunction is a killer. And there is truly a killer among us. Anything that's trying to keep you from getting to your purpose, anything that's trying to keep you from having a sound mind, anything that's trying to keep you from getting to the next level, that is something you don't want. It is a virus. It is something that will cause dysfunction and destruction like nobody's business. This thing has been implanted in your mind so long, it's a part of your DNA. It's a part of your fabric. But today, we're going to really see how to get breakthrough. We get a breakthrough from this. So your question is, and my question is, and everybody else's question should be, what is a virus? We hear it all the time, even now today, the coronavirus, the swine flu virus, like these are all things that we've been taught. But my question is, how many of you authentically know what a virus is? And how do you know if you got the virus? Like, how do you know that you have it? Because a lot of the times, signs and symptoms, they all kind of mimic each other. So you can have a cold, But yet in actuality, you got the flu because the symptoms mimic each other. So sometimes it's hard to tell unless somebody microscopically looks and tell you, no, this is specifically what you have. You can accommodate, you can try to adjust certain things and you think you have it, but you don't know. So let's discuss what a virus is. Number one, it's an ultra microscopic, metabolically inert infectious agent that replicates only with the cells of a living host, mainly bacteria, plants, and animals. So let's discuss that because I want to talk about an infectious host. Anytime something is a virus, it's infectious. But the thing I want you guys to see is that in order for this thing to take place and in order for this thing to work, it has to house itself in a living host. It can't just be on a surface thing. It's not just it does not live outside of the body. So now when I want you guys to think about dysfunctions cannot live outside of your mindset. Those things have to be integrated. Those things have to be there. They're there for a reason. So I need you guys to remember these definitions. We'll come back to them later. Next, number 2, a corrupting influence on morals or the intellect. Poison. Dysfunction is a poison. Dysfunction is coming against your morals and or your intellect. It constantly has you questioning who you are. It constantly has you believing that you can't be no more than. Dysfunction is a poison. It keeps you from doing the things that you need to do. It holds you in prison. It keeps you captive. The poison is infectious. It's contagious. You're passing the poison down from one person to the next person because the thing about dysfunction is it has to have a living host. It can't live outside the body. It cannot live outside your mind. When you grab hold to that thing and you realize how corrupt dysfunction is, you're going to realize that this ain't nothing but a poison here. This is just a poison. But this the one I like. I like definition number 3. This the one that really got me excited because now I want y'all to think about y'all brains and y'all minds as a computer, right? So the number 3 one that I really like and love is a segment of self-replicating code planted illegally in a computer program, often to damage or shut down a system or a network. Now I need y'all to feel me on this one because this is the one that got me real excited. So you telling me that dysfunction is replicating itself. It's planting itself illegally. Remember I told y'all, good morning Festus, remember I told you guys that on yesterday that because of the things you've been through, as if you've broken the lawbreaker has put you in jail. So now you have to understand that dysfunction has been planted illegally. Because it couldn't come through the front door. It came through damages that happened in your life. It came through certain things that took place in your life that was to destroy your purpose and to shut you down. But the thing I need you to focus on, shutting you down wasn't just to shut you down. You got to realize that dysfunction was sent to shut down a system and or a network. Everything connected to you. If you don't release yourself from dysfunction, you will pass that thing down from generation to generation to generation, and nobody can find their purpose. I need y'all to get it. I need y'all to hold to it. I need y'all to understand what it looks like. Dysfunction is a virus. It can't live outside of the mindset. The only time you know what dysfunction is when somebody tell you the signs and the symptoms. It's when somebody tells you, because I need you to understand that dysfunction, the one thing about dysfunction that I've come to understand is it has to replicate itself. The cells have to replicate themselves. Meaning it has to get close enough to one thing that it starts to separate. That's how you get that thing to manifest. That's why it has to be inside a living host. Remember yesterday I was talking about the prison mindset, right? And instead of you doing what needs to be done to become free, all you do is build another prison to hold more dysfunction captivity. And that's you passing that dysfunction down from generation to generation, from child to child, from seed to seed. It replicates itself. But what you have to understand is if you don't treat it in its beginning stages, it gets out of hand. So each cell becomes stronger, because it's a replicated process. How many of you are replicating dysfunction from generation to generation, from person to person? How many of you are actually understanding that you're teaching them that? Because as long as you don't verbalize or acknowledge that this thing is here, you letting this virus pass itself down from person to person, seed to seed. It cannot live outside of a living host. Oh God, this feels so good to me, y'all, this morning. I promise it feels so good to me. And it's all going to start to come together. It's all going to start to make sense. Because what you got to understand is, where is it that we go from here? How do we get past this point? Because you got to understand that dysfunction is replicating itself. See, sometimes people who they think you're angry all the time, you really just got low self-esteem because you've been wounded. It's replicating itself. Sometimes low self-esteem have people thinking that, oh, she just so nice, or he just so nice, and they just do anything. That's just because they want you to like them. Dysfunction mimics proper behavior, but it has a hidden agent behind it that was sent to shut the system down, that was sent to shut it down. Not just the system, but the network. It's trying to hinder you from getting to the next level. So what is dysfunction? How do you know when you have dysfunction? Good morning, everybody. How do you know when you have dysfunction? Dysfunction, simply put, is abnormal behavior. When you understand that you are not supposed to be in an abusive relationship, be it you're the abuser or the one being abused, that's abnormal behavior. Every time somebody want to say something to you or somebody compliment you and you're not sure how to receive what they're saying because you're taking it in a defensive manner, that's abnormal behavior. Not being able to embrace somebody with genuine, authentic love or concern, that's abnormal behavior. When you understand that fear, again, is the mastermind, that's that thing that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation, because you're not quite understanding that it's you. You're not quite understanding how you're going to get to the next level. How do I understand that this dysfunction is abnormal when I've been living it with it so long as if it's my truth? I need somebody to say with me right now that dysfunction is not my truth. Oh man, like you got to start reciting this stuff. You got to start creating positive affirmations. Dysfunction is not my truth. Dysfunction is not my truth. Dysfunction is not my truth. Like I need y'all to keep saying that, because you have to, again, 2 days ago or this week, we learned about self-reflection, and self-reflection hurts. So when you get in the mirror, tell yourself dysfunction is not my truth. Because it don't feel good. It don't look good. It don't taste good. Abnormal behavior is nothing that you should be connected to and think that, hey, that's okay. That's good. We can do this. That's not. But because it's been implemented in a system, remember, dysfunction, it replicates the cell to cause damage. That's right. That's right. Dysfunction is not your truth. It replicates itself. It's a deceiver. How many times have I told you that it is a deceiver? Because it's, mind you, fear is the mastermind behind dysfunction. So it's sent to deceive you. What are some of the signs of dysfunction? Low self-esteem, self-doubt, anger, and confusion. And the reason I focus on these four, mind you, these are just a few of the signs. These are not all of the signs. These are just a few of the signs. The reason I focus on these four, because these are the main four that most people deal with. And because of these four, they spread into anything. right? So you may think that somebody, oh my God, she got some high self-esteem. She don't mind taking pictures. No, she really got low self-esteem. But you don't see it because you have to remember the virus replicates itself. So when you're thinking you're seeing somebody with some high self-esteem, she really or he really struggling with their self-esteem. The virus has to mimic something. When the virus of dysfunction gets in your body, it tears down everything that is good concerning you. Nothing about dysfunction is good. That's why it causes self-doubt. That's why it causes low self-esteem. That's why it causes anger. That's why it causes confusion, because it has to replicate a thing in order for it to really be successful. So now we're going to get into the treatment of dysfunction, because we've been focused and talking and so much about dysfunction and I got it and I've done it. Now, Tisha, what are the treatments for dysfunction? The treatments for dysfunction are simply this: acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve. And we're going to go by them one by one by one, because some of you keep thinking it's going to be something different. It's not. This is the treatment: acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve. And in order for you to change your life, you must first change your mindset. You got to get rid of the virus of dysfunction. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is you have to acknowledge that a change must take place. You can't just sit and play with it. You can't just sit and act like all is well. You can't just let it do what it do. You have to acknowledge that the dysfunction exists. You have to acknowledge that it is me. What if I said time and time again, acknowledge that it's you, accept that it's you, embrace that it's you, and evolve from it. But you can't do that if you don't acknowledge. The treatment for it is acknowledging that a change must take place. You have to acknowledge that the dysfunction even exists in your life. Some of us just sit back and we're not even sure how we want to do it. We're not even sure how we're supposed to cope with it. But all we know is that this thing don't look right. And this thing don't feel right. And I don't really like how this feel. So what should I do? How should I do it? Which way should I do it? Which way should I go? And I'm telling you guys, you have to acknowledge that the dysfunction exists. You're absolutely correct, Festus. In order to change your life, you got to change your mindset. You have to. Now that you've acknowledged it, you have to accept the truth as the gift that it is. There ain't nothing else more heartbreaking than to start the process and realize the ugly truth and decide that you're not going to accept it. You have to accept the truth as the gift that it is. Can't nobody make you want to. All they can honestly do is show you how to. When are you ready to accept the truth as the gift that it is? Stop walking in denial. Stop pointing at other people. Remember, acknowledge that it's you. Accept the truth that is you. Embrace that is you and evolve from it. But if you're not willing to take these measures, if you're not willing to accept the treatment, then you're never going to get rid of the virus. See, y'all want, and I realize this too, even with the coronavirus, that y'all want something instantaneous. But if you build up your immune system, this is how you build up your immune system. This is how you get this thing out of your mindset, out of your body, out of your actions, out of your responses, and out of your replies. The virus don't care who it connects to. It just needs a living cell. It needs a living host for it to do what it needs to do. And it's going to shut the system and the network down. Don't tell me nothing about generational wealth if you're not realizing that you're passing down generational dysfunction. Because it's a virus. It's microscopic. But that thing will start to manifest after a while. It seeps out. So after you accept the truth, now I need you to embrace your truth. Embrace that hurt. Embrace that pain. Embrace the fact that this just really don't feel good. I authentically don't like this feeling. I don't like the fact that, you know what, all this time I thought it was everybody else, only to find out that it was me that was contagious. Another thing that hurts about dysfunction is that you realize that it's been passed down from generation to generation. That your mama gave it to you, that her mama gave it to her, and her mama gave it to her, and her mama gave it to her. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, babe. You have to embrace your truth. It don't feel good to know that your daddy passed it down to you because his daddy passed it to him and his daddy passed it to him before him. None of this feels good. Embrace the fact that a lot of stuff in your childhood was not functional, that it was dysfunctional. Some of you got to embrace the truth too, that a lot of dysfunction came from growing up in the church. Because if you don't acknowledge the truth, you cannot embrace it, and you cannot evolve from it. The truth hurts. How are we going to move forward from this infectious disease? Diagnosis, dysfunction. What are we going to do? How do we move forward? Because it don't feel good. And after you embrace that thing, honey, it's time to evolve from it. I need y'all to know what it feels like to evolve. Evolvement is a process. Evolvement is something that don't go, it's a process. Because what you have to remember is when the virus got in you, when dysfunction was connected to you, when dysfunction got connected to your purpose, when dysfunction got connected to your destiny, there has to be a death. The virus has to die. The virus can't, it has to, you got to get it out of your agent. You got to get it out of your mindset. That's why I said, in order to change your life, you must change your mindset. And in order to change your mindset, that has to be intentional. When are you going to be okay with the caterpillar dying in your life? How long are you going to just sit and watch everybody else soar and you know that you have dysfunction? When do you evolve from that thing? When do you realize that, man, I've been carrying this thing around with me and I'm passing it down to my kids because my mama done passed it down to me, and then they're going to pass it down to their kids because it only lives in a living host. Dysfunction can't live outside your mindset, y'all. It can't. That's why you got to intentionally go in there and rip that thing out. So now we're going to focus on maintenance and preventive care. Because I like the good stuff. I enjoy the good stuff. I like when you get it, when it feels good to you. I like that. So I get really, really, really excited. Maintenance and preventive care. Because some of y'all just don't want to do right. Like, you take the medicine, you got it. You say, okay, sis, I'm going to acknowledge it, I'm going to accept it, I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to evolve from it. But you have to maintain it. It's stuff you got to do so that way you won't fall back into the cycle again. You got to understand, when the virus get in your body, it can hide out. It's almost like a cancer that they'll think they got one part. And if you don't keep checking, if you don't keep acknowledging it, that thing comes back. And a lot of times it comes back with the vengeance. Well, man, I thought, no, because you didn't necessarily do the maintenance that needed to be done. You didn't do the preventive care to keep it from getting to your kids. You know how they got you around here washing your hands and wearing masks and not going certain places and staying away from crowds. That's how you got to do with this dysfunction. So what is the maintenance? What is the preventive care that I need to do? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, you ready? First of all, you got to speak those things that be not as though they were. So I need you to create self-affirmations. I can, I will, it's already done. Go beyond what you see. I am enough. I can do all things. Y'all, I need y'all, somebody type a quick self-affirmation that pertains to you. Because now you got to see it in order to see it. Now you gotta embrace it, you guys. You've already evolved from it. You've acknowledged it. You've accepted it. You've embraced it. Now it's time for you to evolve from it. But part of the evolvement is realizing that you don't want to pass that thing down to the next generation. So now you begin to speak positively over your seed. You begin to teach them how to communicate, how to verbalize their emotions. And there are times when you're going to have to self-reflect. And self-reflect don't look good, but it's part of the process. You can't move forward if you're not willing to self-reflect. The empowerment stays once you become self-aware. Be intentional for every action. Mindset change is intentional. That's right, Festus. Be intentional. In the morning when you wake up, what is your intent? When you go to work, what is your intent? Be aware. Be able to self-reflect and always reinforce. That's right, Miss Susan. I am smart enough. That's right. Reinforce positive behavior. Not just for you, because a lot of times we feel bad about celebrating our milestones. No, I'm going to celebrate mine. I'm going to celebrate all my milestones. Because back in the day, I had a very bad attitude. And sometimes people find this hard to believe. That's right, Veronica. I am an overcomer. A lot of times people find it hard to believe that I had a very bad attitude, a quick temper, that I could just tell you off real quick. And I remember when I started learning how I had to change my mindset, because that didn't make me better. That just made people not want to be around me. How do I do that? I started celebrating my milestones. Tisha, you did that. You did that. And it made me feel good. So it made me reinforce positive behavior. For most of us, when our children do good stuff, it's almost like they should know better. And you don't really acknowledge the positive behavior. But when somebody does something negative, you want to talk about that for 40 years. That stick with you longer. No, let's reverse that and reinforce positive behavior. Now I need you to embrace your truth. In that moment, you might not feel strong, and that's okay, but you can't stay there. In that moment, you might have feel like you failed, but the only failure is never trying. You got to embrace your truth in that moment, because mindset is everything. Mindset determines how you're going to move about this world. Guys, I am so excited because I wanted to give you guys a visual aid of what it was, of the things that you had going on in your life. Because I was adamant that most of us, 99% of us, 100, I can honestly say 100 of us, all of us have been infected, affected, infected by dysfunction. That we've passed down that organism. We've passed down that virus from generation to generation to generation. That we've watched that thing replicate itself. That we've watched that thing, it's like an infestation. And nobody said anything about it. The danger in silence. The danger in not letting people know that you are infected. Well, they should know me. No, ma'am. No, sir. You're dangerously. And the sad part about it is the people that you're infecting. Thank you, Veronica. The people that you're infecting are those closest to you. They're your children. They're the people that look up to you. And you keep passing because they need a living organism. Remember, the virus is sent to shut down the system and or network. If it shuts you down, how are you going to walk fully in your purpose? Because you're operating in dysfunction, and dysfunction is the opposite of function, and function is your purpose. When you realize that dysfunction has mimicked a life you assume was you supposed to have. Something my husband said to me yesterday that was so profound. He said, success don't equal purpose. You got to realize there's a lot of dysfunctional people that walk in successful situations. That don't mean they're not dysfunctional. Because we confuse what we see on the outside as to what's going on in the inside. And sometimes you will never know that you're infected or that somebody else around you is infected until it comes up and comes out. And then you realize the dysfunction. Then you realize, wait. I don't think I want to be around that person. Because remember, a virus replicates. That's the only way it can get in there. Somebody you trusted infected you. Most people can't get infected by strangers, but this is a close contact type of infection. This thing got up on you so good and so deep that you weren't even sure how you felt about it. You didn't even know you were infected until it started to seep. Remember, it's a poison. It's toxic to your everyday life. It's toxic and it's seeping everywhere. Yesterday we learned we didn't have any more room. So what we do, instead of dealing with it and treating it, we build another prison. We pass it down to our kids and teach them how to host and house this infectious, deadly disease. It kills your purpose. It kills your passion. It kills your mission. It kills your drive. And the sad thing about it is everybody has operated and or have dysfunction virus, and nobody wants to acknowledge it. But you got to be willing to say, you know what? It stops here. How? We have to implement maintenance and preventive care. Speak to the mountain. And what did we learn last week, this week? I can't even remember. Speaking to the mountain sometimes means you got to move. How long are you going to let you see it? We have shown you the virus of dysfunction. Now, what we doing? How are you feeling in this moment? Do you understand that that 99% of the time, the people that you give this virus of dysfunction to are your children, those that's closest to you. And a lot of us passed this stuff down and we didn't even realize that it was us that was infected. We didn't realize that we gave it to our children because it manifested differently. Oh, I was never like her. She just got a flip mouth. Well, you were submissive, but in the midst of your submissiveness, you were still rebellious. Hers just came out stronger because the virus gets stronger and stronger and stronger. You ever notice when people say if you're going to take an antibiotic to take it all, because if not, your body will build a resistance to it. So every now and again, let me tell you the danger of like, because I grew up in the church, so y'all know this. The danger of constantly going to the altar for the same thing over and over again that you know you're not willing to change is what happens is that thing multiplies. And now just going down there crying ain't going to do nothing with it. It just made the virus stronger, like a super virus. And that's what's happening. You keep playing with dysfunction. If you get away out of the dysfunctional relationship, don't go back. Oh, wow, Susan, that's deep. Dysfunction is the gift that'll keep on giving. That's something you don't want to keep passing down. That's real good, Susan. That's something you don't want to keep passing down. Yesterday, Tamika told us it was like a baton, a relay race of dysfunction. What are we going to do to maintain our sanity and keep the virus from spreading? Every time you put that mask over your mouth to go outside now because of the coronavirus, I need you to think of that when something toxic about to come out your mouth. Put the mask over your mouth, because don't say nothing, because you don't want to spread it around. The next time you start washing your hands and making sure you got that hand sanitizer on it, think about that the next time you decide to touch somebody in a negative manner. Be it abuse them. Wash your hands. Don't get in a crowded circle of people when you know you can't handle that. Because then if I'm around somebody I don't really trust and I don't really know much about them, it can provoke some stuff to come out of you. Be careful where you go, your surroundings. That's maintenance. If you know somebody trigger you, like most of us, in all honesty, what we're avoiding right now, hospitals. Why? Because we know that's where the infectious people is going. So if we ain't gotta go, we not going. So now we become better aware. So if you know being around somebody is weird, that thing gonna manifest in your mind, even though you know that they're doing all the preventive care they can do. Most of us still don't trust going, no. Tell me what I need to take. I need to drink this orange juice. I need to get this ginger. What natural thing? Because there is no quick cure for dysfunction. Can't nobody change your mindset but you. It has to be intentional. Self-affirmations, self-reflection, self-awareness, embracing your truth, positive reinforce positive behavior. This is how you maintain and you prevent the spread of the disease of dysfunction. Y'all gotta, I'm 5 minutes over, y'all. Y'all know I be trying to do it in 30 minutes. How? Some of y'all, I feel y'all, like I literally feel the weight of some of you. This is not to make you feel bad. Don't get me wrong. That's why I gave you the preventative measures to maintain. Because now that you know what the dysfunction is, when you see your seed or your children of somebody. Thank you, Janet. When you see your seed or somebody else and you know it's dysfunction now. Instead of you going at them like a surgeon who don't have no sense. Now you have to do preventative care. Now don't be, this just like me. I learned. See, No. Because now that you've been extended the grace, now you've been extended the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. But look at the manner in which you're getting the information, because you got to realize dysfunction replicates a thing. I'm not yelling at you. I don't have an attitude with you. I set you down in such a way that you can receive the gift of the truth like it is. The truth is never sent to damage and destroy and destroy you. It's sent to free you. So when you decide that you want to have this conversation with your significant others and your sisters and your brothers and them and your children and them, how do I operate in preventive care? Because your intentions can be good, but you got to remember dysfunction replicates. And everybody not going to listen. How many of us will go to the doctor and really follow the doctor's orders? We don't. And they may come back again until it clicks in their head. Eureka, I got it. Eureka, I got it. So I want you guys to really feel the movement. I need you to understand dysfunction ain't nothing to play with. And it's all in your body. It's all in there. I want you to see this picture again. The virus is all everywhere. It's around you. Dysfunction is nothing to play with. It's microscopic, but that thing is deadly. Everything you come in contact with, everything that you touch, everything that you breathe on, it seeps out. It's a poison. It's a poison. And it was sent to shut the system down. The whole network. I need y'all to understand this thing. The whole network. The dysfunction is sent to shut down your whole family line. Everything. Like, do y'all understand what that really means? That thing was sent to shut it down. So how do I evolve from that? You got to acknowledge it. The dysfunction is me. It's in me. And you may even realize where you got it from. Accept the truth as the gift that it is. Embrace every ugly aspect of what you got until it don't hurt anymore. And then evolve from it. Because if you don't, oh my God. If you do not, all you're going to do is pass it down. And the only time you're going to be free from dysfunction is when you are no longer a living host. You got to, baby, you got to starve it to where it don't benefit no more. to the point where the virus realized I can't live in here no more because she's doing so much or he doing so much preventive care. They're doing so much maintenance. I can't sit here no more. I can't stay here anymore. So you're no longer a living host of the dysfunction. Oh, oh my God. Like, because I can see it like the little, you know how they show you the little cells in your body and it's just spreading and it's in odd places. Dysfunction messing up your eyesight. You know how high blood pressure sometimes mess with your eyesight. Dysfunction is like glaucoma and it's blocking the clear vision. You can't see. It's messing with your ears. So you're trying to get a hearing aid and because you've come to accept the symptoms of dysfunction because you didn't know how to use preventative care and maintenance. You got all these mouth sores because you just pain, you hurting other people and you hurt. So it's coming out. Your hands are dangerous and deadly. Dysfunction all in your joints and your muscles. Nobody don't even want to see you walk in a room. It's mindset. How long are you going to let that thing sit there until you get in there and rip it out? But don't just listen. Don't just acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve from it and not maintain it. Don't get a car and don't put gas in there. Where you going? You going to travel for a little bit till it run out of gas. Don't get your oil changed. Your engine might blow up. Maintenance is mandatory. That's not an option. It is mandatory. Oh, I'm so in love right now. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Like, because I see it. You guys know I'm visual. So I am happy that all of y'all came in here today. And I'm looking down to remember which one of these slides is my slide. Because I want to put this back up here for you guys. Because I had so many of them. How do I maintain and preventative care of my mindset? Self-affirmation, self-reflection, self-awareness, reinforced positive behavior, and embracing my truth. There ain't no other way to get around it. There ain't no other way to do it. Mindset matters. In order to change your life, you must first change your mindset. That has to be intentional. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody. Nobody, guys. I can't do it for you. Your mama can't do it for you. Your kids can't do it for you. Your husband can't do it for you. Pull the weeds. That's right, Janet. Pull the weeds, honey. We ain't got time to be pruning them hedges. Just pull them up. Take it up from the root and pull it up. Because if you don't, nobody can do it for you. Nobody. I can't make you want to. All I'm gifted to do is show you how to. That's it, y'all. I'm showing you how to. You have to listen. I'm providing you with the tools, resources, and a strategic plan of action. But the only person that can implement the plan is you. Why take these notes? Why get up with me at 6 o'clock in the morning? Because some of us are not early risers. Who is some of us? Me. I am some of us. I'm not an early riser. But I get up because I'm equipped to do what you need done right now. But if you don't implement the plan, what we doing? It has to be implemented by you. We've acknowledged that this is dysfunction. This is messy. This is not right. You guys have accepted the gift of the truth that it is. Thank you, Miss Susan. You've embraced it. Today, we are evolving from it. But I'm not just going to leave y'all hanging out there like that. I can't do that. So I've shown you the preventative and the maintenance measures that you need to implement. Self-affirmations help a lot. Because listen, one of my favorite ones, me and my friend, my accountability partner, y'all should get you. I'm telling y'all, get y'all an accountability partner. Because listen, we have to encourage each other all the time, me and Veronica. But it's this thing we started saying, I can, I will, and it's already done. I can kick dysfunction. I will overcome dysfunction. I have already been healed and made whole from dysfunction. I can, I will, and it's already done. Baby, when you operate, when you start getting that thing and you start feeling that thing out, ooh, just everything. I don't care. You could just literally have a dysfunctional moment. When you get in the car, what you gonna say? I can be better. I will be better. It's already done. I am better. If you slipped up and I don't even know whatever the dysfunction is, that's our affirmation for the rest of this week. I can. I will. It's already done. Because you got to get that thing. Like for me, one of my favorite affirmations when it's just me is that I am equipped. And a lot of times I'll just say equipped because I have to remind myself that I have the proper tools, resources, and I have the strategic plan of action. I just have to implement it. And that's what some of you at. You had the tools, the resources, and a plan. You just didn't implement it. Implement the strategy, implement the structure, implement the things that you need to do to destroy dysfunction so you can no longer be a living host to the chaos, that you're no longer confined in the prison. Remember, we was in the prison yesterday, y'all. That you're no longer building other prisons so your kids can carry on the dysfunction. That in this moment, you're no longer passing down generational dysfunction, but you're passing down generational wealth. Like this the stuff I like to do. These are tools I like. This is oh my God, I'm telling y'all, this I am equipped to do, but I take no credit for it. A lot of times people say, how did you get here? I went through hell to get here. I had to question myself to get here. I was violated, but I got here. I was abused, I was abused and I got here. I was suicidal, but I got here. I have a learning disability, but I got here. I'm naming the dysfunction for you. I was molested by a grown behind man when I was 3 years old, but I got here. Because dysfunction, some of you need to know what it looked like. I saw my daddy with my own eyes hang my mother over a balcony because we were going to go to church, but I got here. Because I had to acknowledge most of that stuff that was not my fault. But what I was not going to do was carry the dysfunction. I got the tools. I had to understand my truth. I had to self-reflect in it, and I had to sit there. And it don't feel good. But baby, how I feel right now, I am equipped. Some of you are asking yourself, why did I go through so much? And I ain't dead. Because you've been equipped to assist, aid, and help somebody else come out of it. So this morning, all of you on this live with me right now, me being equipped, it hurt. I ain't gonna lie, that thing hurt. Oh, but if it can help y'all stop spreading the virus of dysfunction, then I'm here. Some of you in and out of different relationships, that's dysfunction. Come on. I'm equipped. Let's go. What we doing? Some of you start a thing yourself. Their self-esteem so low, you can't stand rejection. You don't know. I'm equipped. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. We getting out of here today. Because you already got the preventative measures. You've already been equipped. You guys remember we started this, I don't know, a week ago. Time just flying. Like a week ago, 2 weeks, a week ago. We started this. We gonna move on. But we ain't leaving nobody. As long as you're evolving, we ain't leaving you, sis. We ain't leaving you, bro. We all in this together. Some of you need that spare time. Like this right here, this what I got. Like I keep telling y'all, the Mindset Matters course, because I'm not playing. It's only $39. And I'll post the information in a few minutes. Go to my website, Latisha Anderson, no, llanderson.org. It's like the second little block. Click it. It's $39. Why? Because, see, you can do that for a lifetime. You can go back to the videos. You can go back to your journal entries. This right here, this fresh. This what you're getting is fresh. I get it. But they go hand in hand. Because you could do journal entries. Literally, I ask you questions, you type it in, you go back, you could change, you can do whatever you need to do in that moment. Because this, I blocked this time. This is it. What we doing, fam? Because I'm excited. I'm excited for Susan. I'm excited for Miss Susan. I'm excited for Miss Janet. I'm excited for Veronica. I'm excited for Festus. I keep telling y'all, Festus is in Africa. He is in Nigeria. And he on here faithful. Because he wants the proper tools, the proper resources, and to be free. So those that ask, you know what? How can I do this? How can I get better acquainted? How can I? Here you go. Boom. Mindset Matters. $39. You can do this literally at home because some of you need that extra oomph. You need that extra push. You need that extra everything. You need that. And you could do that in the privacy of your own home. I can't make you want to. All I can do is show you how to, y'all. That's it. That's all. Register at latishaanderson.org. There we go. The sale ends at 11:59. And I had to learn how to do that. That's just another thing. Because let me explain something to y'all. I want to explain this to all of y'all who feel like you're equipped to pour, because there are people who follow me who believe that they've been called to be life coaches, right? And I want to say something. And when I say this, I need y'all to hear me and hear me well. Everybody is not equipped to be a life coach. Just because you give good advice don't mean you are a life coach. I need y'all to understand this. Just because you sitting with somebody and they make you feel good and they done told you something that could or could not work, that does not mean that person is equipped to be a life coach, a transformation coach, a financial coach. No ma'ams, no sirs. That's why I like the fact that I created the course. Because some people, I'm that self-paced person, honey. I just sit down and try to figure it out. That's me. So if you give me quick instructions, I got it. But I want y'all to be careful because I'm about closure. Right now, y'all so open in y'all emotions that it almost seems like everything you need is coming to you. We're going to close, because I've been meaning to do that at the end of every session, is close you back up. You can't do surgery on somebody and then just let them walk outside like that. You can't do that. So the affirmations are me closing you up. That even though you've acknowledged that pain, you're healing from it. And nobody's going to be able to get in there unless you let them in there. You are more than enough. You have already overcome. Your seed, your children, I don't care how old they are now, they will be greater than you. That's what you want. Don't feel guilty about the things you knew not of. Now you know the truth, walk boldly in it. Y'all be careful. Don't be so vulnerable to spill out, because everything cleaning up ain't clean. Every broom sweeping ain't clean. Every mopping ain't clean. You just cross-contaminating. Cross-contaminating. So now a dysfunctional person is coaching a dysfunctional person. That stuff gonna magnify. And it's gonna be even stronger. And it's gonna take you even longer to heal. If what they're telling you does not give you preventative care, maintenance, and measures, recalculate all of that. Because I don't need you dependent on me. Because I am gifted to do this. When I pour out on you guys, I want to make sure that it's empowerment. And what is empowerment? I know I keep saying it because I need you to be empowered today. What is empowerment? That means that you have gained control over your life. You've claimed your rights. You've become stronger and more confident in who you are. That is empowerment. That is my goal. That is my target. And that is my drive. It's not for you to always have to call me. It's not for you to always have to depend on somebody. It's for you to be able to say, I'm strong enough to come out of this. I'm confident enough to start this business. I control my destiny. I control my thoughts. I control my responses and or my reactions. I am in control over me and my rights. And when you feel that thing and you understand what it means, you can walk in freedom. But freedom don't come in the midst of this, where there is dysfunction and a virus. Listen, no, you want real freedom. You don't want simple liberties. Freedom is ownership. Can't nobody come and get that mindset when you change it. Anybody can change your mind, but only you can change your mindset. So I love you guys. This felt so good. This is like, it's 6:55, but it's okay. All things happen for a reason. I will see you guys again in the morning, 6 a.m., same time, same place. I love y'all. If you need to get in contact, if you want to register for the class, you can go to www.llanderson.org. You can email me at latisha@llanderson.org. You can follow me on Instagram at Latisha Anderson Coach. And I'm be honest now, I don't post a lot on Instagram. I'm learning how to do these things, but I'm not the best at doing them. So my plan was literally just to do this for 30 minutes. And I think Miss Janet and Miss Susan can honestly tell the truth that it keeps going longer and longer and longer and longer. And it's like one of those things where I'm not even sure what to tell you guys, but I do authentically appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys coming on here with me. I authentically do. I love you, and I want you guys to make it a great, great day. Until tomorrow, same time, same place, you be not only encouraged, but be empowered. And remember, I can, I will, it's already done. Make it a great